I'm Hannah Tell, and I play Max Caulfield in Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Hannah, I'm so thrilled that you are back as Max Caulfield in Life is Strange Double Exposure. This is what we've been waiting for. How does it feel for you to return to Max? Probably a lot of emotions, underplay.
Yeah, so many emotions. It's an incredible feeling, and in a certain way, it feels like I'm coming home. I love Max so much, and we have so much in common. And my experience playing her the first time around was so formative in my life. It's a real honor to get to come back and expand on her story.
How did things feel this time around versus portraying the character in 2015?
Well, she's grown up so much. She was in high school in the first game, and now she's, out of her college years. She has a somewhat prestigious position as an artist in residence at this amazing university. And she has this whole amazing future ahead of her in terms of her artist career as a photographer. And I think that that's really given her a sense of purpose that's motivated her to kind of shed some of the shyness, parts of her introversion that held her back. I think that she's kind of grown out of that. She's more comfortable with who she is, and she feels like, hey, this is who I'm supposed to be.
Be safe, yeah?
When am I not?
She's been suppressing her powers while on the road. And now she's this artist in residence at Caledon in Vermont. Does she still feel like she needs to suppress them, or why did she feel like she needed to suppress them?
Well, the powers resulted in ultimate devastation in her life and everyone's life around her, and even like the space-time continuum with the weather-related phenomenons that were taking place because of her using this power. So she feels like this is like a deadly weapon. It's not something that she's gonna ever wanna use again. And also it really sets her apart from having a normal life and having normal relationships with people. So I think she's put that away very confidently and is very hesitant about ever tapping back into that side of herself again. She doesn't know what could happen. It could even kill her to try to use her powers again.
Whoa.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah. We've caught up with who Max Caulfield is now. What has she been doing in the time between the events of Arcadia Bay to now?
Well, she's been on the road. She doesn't feel comfortable in any one place. And she's living like a nomadic lifestyle, taking photographs of abandoned, lonely spaces. For some reason, anything that's desolate or stark and intense really draws her eye. And she likes to photograph that. And she's made a bit of a name for herself by photographing these types of images. And she searches for them and stays in hotels and hangs out in local watering holes and just kind of absorbs the slice of life of each little town that she's been in. And now she's in a new environment with all new people and a new job responsibility.
And new powers too,
and
right?
New powers.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Because fans of the original game, we love the rewind power. We were turning back time, but now time is moving in a different direction.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, as Max has evolved, her powers have evolved. She didn't use that power for a really long time, understandably, because it created so much devastation. And so it atrophied and it adapted into something different.
What if I told you there's this other timeline where Safi is alive and I can travel between this timeline and that one?
So she has this supernatural ability to move between the timelines, see the timeline where Safi is still alive, go into the one where she's dead, talk to people.
Yes, exactly. She has a unique position to figure out what's really going on in this terrible situation of Safi's death.
So I know you're a true crime fan. So when you got the call of, hey, we want you to come back and play Max and solve this mystery, where were you? What was going through your head when you finally learned the news?
Well, I was still in school. I was studying neuroscience. I was trying to prepare to take calculus. I had to have 2 different tutors. It was a horrible situation.
2 timelines, 2 tutors.
2 timelines, 2 tutors, 1 mystery, 1 failing grade. But I got the call, and it was just like such an amazing rescue from my math phobia. And it was the producer and the performance director telling me, and I just sobbed into the phone.
Well,
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
As you can probably tell, the fan base, myself included, have a very personal relationship with Max. How does it feel for you personally knowing the impact that you've made on fans in the community?
It's just unbelievable to be playing a part that resonated with someone, so many people. It makes me feel so validated and so honored and so grateful. There are so many fans of this game that have created this really loving community where they share their art and they pour their time and energy into creating gorgeous artwork or really intricate creative cosplays.
Got tattoos?
Tattoos. It's etched on their skin permanently because the game changed them and the game changed me too. So I feel very connected to them, and it moves me to tears all the time. Let's thrash, Chakabra.
Okay. Let's pretend you said something normal, but basically that.
And it's not often that an actor gets to reprise a character. Was that something that you, from a physical perspective, from a performance perspective, had to take into account? Because, you know, back in 2015, you were portraying a teenage Max versus Life is Strange Double Exposure was an adult Max. Did you have to change your voice or pitch?
Yes, well, my voice kind of stayed the same, but Max's voice matured and got a bit more deeper and more grounded in its tone, and her posture became a bit more sure of herself and tall and standing to her full height and taking up space and being comfortable with that. And so I had to, adjust everything about my body to try to convey her growth.